next feature. Okay, I've already got a branch with some changes. As I mentioned, I am have this model linked to Git. So I'm going to go ahead and create a pull request from that branch that I just created. And yes. Let me just, create the pull request. And, we'll just show the files that changed. Oh, look, I added a label to users and inventory items. I'm quite happy with this change. I'm going to go ahead and squash merge it. This everybody's seen before, so this is really just set up for the next thing that we want to do. Great. So that's merged. And you know what? Well, let's go back to here. I'm going to exit. If I refresh, you should see. Oh, yep, that merged. This is now, so the pull request worked. That change got promoted into my shared model. Everything's in sync between shared model and the Git branch. Same, the users one is also here, you can see. And but it turns out I'm really not happy with that change or some other change that I made in the past. And so I'm going to go into GitHub and I want to revert the change. GitHub makes a nice pull request for me that has the changes that I would need in order to revert that change. As you can see, it's just going to remove these. Very nice, right? In the past, we would have just been like, oh, great, there's a new pull request and I don't know what to do with it. But I've added a new setting under your Git integration to create Omni branches for all pull requests. Might change the text there. And we might actually make it not an option if we decide this is like definitely the thing to do. But for now, it's sort of experimental. So I've made it a setting that people can do. And if we go into the model now, I might need to refresh. I don't know, just to make sure that the branch list got updated. But if I go and, oh, look, creating the pull request in GitHub has created a corresponding Omni branch here. And if you go look in history is probably the best place to show it. I mean, you can see here that we no longer have the label on users, which is the revert that I was doing, but you can see that we made we created the branch and saved the YAML for that branch to this, for the Git branch that got created with the pull request to this Omni branch. And now we have essentially the revert of that pull request that got created, or I'm reverting that pull request. You could do this for other things. It's not necessarily just for a revert. So in theory, I could do some work outside of Omni in, my favorite code editor on an Omni model, push that up to GitHub, create a pull request, and you would wind up with this as the result, as long as the YAML that you were trying to save was valid on the YAML. So that concludes my demo for the day. And that last one is not yet in production, so there's still definitely some cleanup that needs to happen to get that done, but it's looking pretty promising for sometime next week.
And for anyone who doesn't know how this stuff works under the hood, that can seem kind of trivial. It's like, oh, you put a branch, now it's there in the repo, whatever. But like, there's a lot of magic that is needed to make that happen, because it's not that at all. So good job getting that done.
Yeah, thanks.